this game is? Well, probably let's just introduce our players first. We are casting the ZOTAC Cup monthly final right now, and this is the bronze match between GoOdy at the bottom left in the red colors and his opponent Sleep at the top right. So once again we see Germany against Korea, and Sleep was, well, cheeky enough to steal GoOdy's color. GoOdy always starts in purple, but this time Sleep apparently joined the lobby first and therefore took the color of GoOdy, and GoOdy already said to Beastie Cutie earlier that if he dares, no, to Moman, that if he dares to steal his color, he would play extra angry. And well, Sleep, it's pretty early in Korea right now. I'm staying in Seoul myself, so I know that for a fact that it's 5:30 in the morning. And the thing is that Sleep faced GoOdy in a tournament not all too long ago already, and he was not used to GoOdy's builds. He didn't know about GoOdy's Reaper builds, well, Reaper cheese, Reaper builds, whatever, where GoOdy just tries to put pressure onto this natural, the natural expansion of the Zerg player with 2 bunkers and a lot of Reapers. And the funny thing is that Sleep had actually to face Satini before he faced GoOdy, and in the games against Satini, Satini did exactly the same thing. He was relying a lot on Reapers, on Reaper pushes with bunkers, and Sleep, he was just so annoyed. I felt really sorry for the guy, because it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and he had to face Reapers every single time, and this playstyle is just so annoying to handle. So let's see how Sleep is faring against GoOdy this time, because he sure damn remembers how remembers how GoOdy played the last time he faced him, and GoOdy is already prepared to start with the Reapers. Once again, he starts off with the barracks. He has enough gas to throw down the tech lab right away, which is exactly what he's doing right now. So we will see Reapers again, and Sleep doesn't cut any corners at all. He's going straight for the spawning pool, adds the extractor, and knows fully well what GoOdy is probably going to do. He already has 1 drone out scouting, and we have the first Reaper being produced. Sleep scouts the tech lab and the barracks and knows that he has to face the same strategy that he already faced a few weeks ago, and I'm curious to see how he adapted to that strategy, because he knows fully well what's going to happen. So let's see how he is going to do against GoOdy's Reaper push that already killed Moman on this specific map. Taldarim Altar is where GoOdy is probably most comfortable with his Reaper attack. We already have a bunch of drones just waiting for the SCV, and there are 2 of them already waiting for another one, for the 3rd one. The first Reaper is on its way. 6 Zerglings being built now. The Overlord getting into position, spots the SCVs. He knows what's up, but is he able to take them on? Yeah, GoOdy has to retreat. Once again, the Reaper, here it is, and one of the bunkers is already being built. The second one placed down just in seconds, mere seconds before he is able to spread the creep far enough to deal with this threat. And the first SCV is dead and gone, and he is taking on the Reaper. Wow, look at Sleep! Look at Sleep taking down GoOdy's attempt to win this game. All the SCVs are gone, only the Reapers left, and the Queen is more than enough to handle this pressure. Very well done by Sleep so far. And oh, GoOdy might just lose a Reaper here and there. The bunkers won't be up this time, and Sleep is just in a very nice position right now. He was able to kill 3 SCVs. He didn't lose all too many units. We have 21 drones against 19 SCVs now, and the expansion built for GoOdy. This is not the start that the Panzer General was hoping for, and Sleep is probably just now sitting in his team house in Korea, and he's like, yeah, well, I sure showed you how to deal with your Reaper push, didn't I? The bunker for GoOdy, and he's in an awful position. He still has the Reapers on the map, which give him a little bit of map control, which he is probably grateful for. But in the end, he has to be very, very careful now. He is a little bit behind, and his opponent is in a situation where he can drone up, and this is exactly what Sleep is doing. He's on 27 drones now against 22. SCVs for GoOdy, and those bunkers are something that he really has to build now if he wants to be safe against, for example, a Baneling bust or an early aggression attack of Sleep. But so far, it doesn't really look like Sleep is going for some kind of harass strategy or all-in. He is just droning up. Oh, building 14 Zerglings right now, though. Let's have a quick look in the main base. He's getting the second gas and the Baneling nest. There it is. Okay, so he is going for the Banelings after all, trying to take on the Reapers now. And on creep, Reapers are always slower than Zerglings. This is something that you really have to keep in mind, but as Sleep already researched speed, there is no problem for him at all to deal with the Reapers, and now GoOdy is just basically blind. He does not know what's happening. He is just trying to get the blue flame Hellions in order to deal with his opponent's potential push, and this is exactly what Sleep is doing right now. GoOdy knows about the Zerglings, and he knows there are quite a lot of them, but blue flame is halfway done. GoOdy is going for another expansion at the top left. He's trying to throw in another ninja expansion. We've seen this before, but there are the Banelings, a lot of them. Blue Flame is not done just yet. We don't have a Banshee. He just adds the Tech Lab. More and more Zerglings are being built, but will Blue Flame be done in time? Is he going to bust the Tech Lab? Is he going to bust the Tech Lab? He is. No Blue Flame. No Blue Flame for GoOdy, and now we have the Lings in the main base of GoOdy. He's losing a lot of his SCVs right now. This is a horrible spot for GoOdy to be in. He's losing tons of SCVs, but not as much as I would have thought. He lost 8 SCVs on this particular specific attack, but Sleep is only at 37 drones right now, so he's putting the pressure onto GoOdy, but in the end GoOdy was able to defend quite well, especially given the fact that he invested a lot into this command center at the top left. So now he can add another orbital command. He will be on 3 bases, and Sleep won't have a clue. He won't have any idea that he is dealing with 3 bases instead of 2. He's just trying to expand on his own, killing the destructible rocks at the potential 3rd base, while GoOdy is now once again getting blue flame. Now also adding his cloak for the Banshee, and we have the first spore close for Sleep, so he will be ready. But Sleep is now on the assumption that he is farther ahead than he actually is, because of the fact that GoOdy has 3 orbital commands where he can build SCVs from, and the longer Sleep waits, the more passive he plays right now, the better for GoOdy, because GoOdy will be in a situation where time works in his favor. If Sleep is waiting too long, then GoOdy's economy will just snowball, and he will be able to get so much tech and so many units. So let's see how Sleep is going to react in this game. We have 62 supply for him right now, against 60 for GoOdy. He's adding a Spire. He already finished his lair tech. He should add that 3rd base that we've been talking about. He certainly has the resources to do so. He has the 300 minerals that he needs in order to place down another hatchery, but for now he's focusing on the +1 attack upgrade. He's researching Burrow. He's getting the Spire that I just mentioned, and a bunch of Lings, but no 3rd base. So right now we have 3 bases against 2 for quite a while already. In regards to the harvester count, GoOdy is catching up. He's at 47 to 52, and he has 3 mules. So if you just compare the income, we have GoOdy on 1,800 against 1,400, even though he doesn't have quite the same mineral gas income that Sleep does. Another small attack in the middle of the map. The blue flame Hellions trying to take a bit of map control. 2 Banshees without cloak are also in the mix, and 8 Mutalisks are being built. They will be able to deal with this pressure, while GoOdy is preparing for the mech play that he's famous for. He's adding 4 factories, doesn't have any missile turrets just yet, and here's the army of GoOdy. But will he be able to deny that expansion? I certainly doubt it. He's trying to target down the hatchery, but the Mutalisks are already on the map. The Mutalisks are ready to go, and those 2 Banshees are doomed. There's nothing they can do. They get targeted down, and GoOdy is losing 2 units straight away. But he's adding the first Thor, and now 4 missile turrets. This expansion is still going strong. We have 62 to 58 harvesters and the mules, so the income for GoOdy is just skyrocketing right now. And he has his 3 bases already for quite a while now, while Sleep just finished. Oh, he didn't even finish his hatch to set. Oh, he just finished a second ago. So GoOdy adding Thors, he is adding upgrades, he is adding a high-sec auto training for his turrets, and at the same time the first Thor is ready, but where exactly is it? Oh, the Thors are going to pop out any second now, and will deal with the Muta threat. Where are his Thors? Actually, he's killing quite a lot, isn't he? Yeah, finally a Thor to deal with this threat. But delaying the next Thors by just a tiny little bit should throw down another couple of turrets. He certainly can afford it. And, well, Sleep is still completely in the dark regarding the expansion at the top left. 3 base against 3 base now, while Sleep is still on the assumption that his opponent didn't take a 3rd base just yet, so he has to assume that he is far ahead. There's one borrowed circling at the 3rd base, at the potential 3rd base for GoOdy, who is now adding more and more mech units. He's going for the upgrades, researching +1 armor, researching +2 attack already, getting the Raven for the point defense drone, and we have Sleep with 78 harvesters now against 75. Still, the economy of GoOdy is better thanks to the mules. There's the potential 4th base, and I have to give it to GoOdy. He plays really sneaky right now, but Sleep, he is not out of the game just yet. I know with this space is oversaturated. He should use a couple more SCVs in his main base. And look at the creep spread of Sleep. He's doing a really good job covering this map and creep and getting a 4th base now, trying to get a 4th base and sending overlords everywhere. He will spot this base, which will mean that GoOdy will lose it. There's no way he can save it when Sleep scouts it. So yep, there we go. The base has been scouted by Sleep in 16-minute mark, and now he has to take down this base, and he knows fully well that he might be in a lot more trouble than he actually thought. 165 supply roughly for both players, and finally, not even sending some units over, finally some mutalists are on their way to the top left, and another last mule is trying to harvest a little bit more, some more minerals from those patches. 200 supply for Sleep right now, and he must be really angry with himself now. This expansion definitely paid off. It definitely paid off, although GoOdy is now not only losing all the SCVs, but also the expansion itself. At the bottom we have a lot of roaches trying to deal with the Thors, but the roaches are on only 1 armor upgrade, while the Thors have 1 upgrades. The +2 attack upgrade will be done in just a few seconds, and we also have the +2 armor upgrade in the loop. The expansion is dead and gone. All the SCVs died already. It's even trying to save the orbital command. GoOdy now on 175 supply against 188. Regarding the army supply, he's even ahead. He's ahead just a tiny little bit. The Zerg player needs to be careful, is relying on roaches quite a lot now. And once again, look at the tanks and Thor's trying to obliterate the roaches, but Sleep is actually playing very, very well. Those Hellions in the back don't deal the maximum damage. He is trading armies, but Sleep is losing a lot, as you can see. 7,200 resources lost for the Zerg player and 6,600 for GoOdy. 20 additional roaches are being queued up, 31 of them. He's just playing pure roach now. He knows that he needs something to take down those Thors, and this Hellion army is obviously also really vulnerable against that Thor play, that roach play that Sleep is now just trying to execute. But at the same time, GoOdy is in a very good position. He just sieged up at the natural base of his opponent. He's on 3 bases still. There are a few roaches in the back, but they have been scouted already, and the Thor army of GoOdy is now taking care of this threat. There's nothing that Sleep is going to accomplish with a few roaches that he has in the main base of his opponent. And at the same time, more and more roaches are trying to sneak by GoOdy's army. There's another scan. He knows that there's a threat in his back, that he has to be careful what's happening with the roaches in his back. 200 supply for Sleep, still GoOdy with 174, and a lot of minerals for Sleep, and he is now just trying to obliterate the mech army of his opponent and crushing it from 2 sides. The Thors are in a hell lot of trouble. 2 upgrades for the Thors, 2-1 for GoOdy, 2-1 for Sleep's roaches, and GoOdy is losing this last Thor, and Sleep is suddenly looking really strong again. He was able to take down this 4th base of GoOdy and with only roaches, he accomplished what GoOdy could not do with his entire army, wiping out his opponent's forces. And one of the main problems was that GoOdy at some point, especially at the fight that took place over here, was not in a position where he could have microed a lot better. If his Hellions would have flanked and attacked all the roaches, he could have dealt a lot more area of attack damage. Obviously, Hellions are not the best weapon of choice when it comes down to dealing with the roaches, but still, he could have done a lot more damage. But as it was, a few Hellions were just attacking 1 or 2 roaches, while the rest of them was taking down the mech army, and with only 150 supply, GoOdy now is taking on Sleep, and Sleep is suiciding most of those roaches into the siege tanks. This is horrible. His supply dropping in seconds. He's running right into all those sieged up tanks, and this is the one thing that you have to be careful of. You always have to look how many siege tanks are there in the composition of your opponent's mech army, because the more siege tanks there are, the less roaches you can actually use in order to take down that army. Sieged up tanks are so good against roaches. So right now we have another tech switch for Sleep. He's once again using his Mutalisk, and is now tagging 2 Broodlords. +2 attack on its way for the ranged units. Few units being killed. That still tried to delay that expansion of GoOdy a bit. 4 bases against 4, well, against 5 in just a few seconds. The Mutalisk, look at this very well spread Mutalisk army, and wow, Sleep at this point is just making very good use of his resources. He's just using all those Mutalisks because he knows fully well that GoOdy is now focusing a lot more on tanks that are not all that many Thors, so he can go for that tech switch. And look at all those SCVs that are dying right now. 53 SCVs already been killed by Sleep, and he is now using his Zerglings as well. This is just amazing. He's switching into roaches, back into Mutalisks, adding a few Zerglings to deal with this threat, and he will be able to take down the 4th base of GoOdy. Wow, this is a really nice game. I really like this game. It's amazing. GoOdy with his early Reaper attack, Sleep countering it, not all that much damage done by the German Terran player. Then he tries to Baneling Bust, but well, GoOdy holds, and after this, GoOdy actually goes for some kind of play where he tries to get into position with the Ninja expansion, and now all those tech switches, 2 additional tanks are, 2 additional Thors are gone, but whoa, look at all those Mutalisks just being obliterated. But there are more and more Zerglings taking down another new base attempt by GoOdy. But the Terran player from Germany is not out of the game just yet, as you can see. He has a huge force when it comes down to his mech army. 15 tanks, 5 Thors, and a lot of Blue Flame Hellions, and this is a scary army. You definitely need Broodlords if you want to deal with it, but at the same time we already have a bunch of Zerglings in position. He was able to sneak into the main base. He has to lower all the depots in order to deal with them, and there are Zerglings everywhere, and GoOdy lost so many SCVs. He's down to 46 against 70 Harvesters. In total, we have 65 Harvesters killed already, and once again he has to use another scan to reveal the units of his opponent. And with a quick look into the main base of Sleep, we see that he already has a few Broodlords. He has 8 of them. He has 8 Broodlords, and is therefore in a position where he can take on the army of GoOdy. But, well, GoOdy on the other hand has the supply lead. He has the supply lead, and his army supply is actually enormous. He's on 126 army supply against 80, so Sleep really needs some army now. And this might prove to be quite a problem for the Zerg player from Korea. Wow, well, but those Hellions need to be careful. Hellions are pretty bad against Broodlords, in case you didn't know. More of those Broodlords are being built, and GoOdy, how many anti-air units does he actually have? He has only 4 Thors, and this won't be enough to deal with his army. He needs Vikings now, and he knows it, of course. He's building 3 starports right away to deal with that pressure play, while we have still 5 bases of 4 Sleep. And if GoOdy is able to kill 1 or 2 of these bases, that would be an awesome position for him. More and more SCVs are now dying Not quite sure if GoOdy is really sacrificing SCVs. That would be a dumb idea. You probably just try to repair. But that army is now obliterating that 5th base of Sleep. And another few units are just sneaking over, trying to check out if there's another base. And Sleep actually wants to build a new one. And GoOdy can get into siege mode right over here at the edge. This is exactly what he's doing. His main army is now just trying to retreat. The Thors are trapped though, as are a few of those siege tanks. Oh, GoOdy losing quite a bit there, but he killed the expansion. He was able to take down this expansion, and we have a few siege tanks in position to take on another one over here. So Sleep is losing base after base. Finally a few Broodlords in position to take on the siege tanks. Will the hatchery survive? It certainly looks like it could, as he is transfusing a lot, but ooh, this is gonna be so close! The scan, oh, a little bit too late. GoOdy is not able to kill the hatchery, and this is so important for Sleep now. 142 supply against 130, a really interesting game that we are seeing now in this best of 3, in this bronze match at the ZOTAC Cup monthly final. The hatchery at the top left is being rebuilt. We have another base at the right side of them, not even cancelled by Sleep. Quite a blunder. And 163 supply now for Sleep against GoOdy's 138. Still Blue Flame Hellions roaming the map, trying to get into position to take on the Harvesters. But so many Queens. The Queens trying to defend, but whoa! That's a lot of roasted drones. Very well reacted by Sleep. That was quite nicely done. He just went for the drone burrow, and at the same time the Broodlords are now now confronted with all those Vikings, and GoOdy will be able to take down every single Broodlord. Those Broodlords are not in a position to deal a lot of damage. They might be able to kill a few SCVs, but that's all there is. On the other hand, GoOdy is down to 34 SCVs, but well, Sleep only has 39 probes. So Sleep, look at his supply, he's just dropping, he's losing every single Broodlord, and this is horrible. Broodlords are fucking expensive, and he perfectly knows that. So let's have a once again the burrowed Zergling base deny by Sleep. But this is a really interesting game that we're seeing right now, and I have no idea who will come out the victor. So far it looks like GoOdy might be able to get the advantage over his opponent. And regarding the army supply, we have 91 against 74. And well, let's put it like this: what can Sleep do? The tanks are... we have so many tanks, and he's going for roaches. Sleep is actually going for roach heavy army, and this is exactly what tanks are designed to counter. So if that is going to work out, I'm not too sure about it. We have another base dying to the siege tanks, and the base over here to the top left will die as well as the base at the bottom. So this is really a horrible situation to be in for Sleep. He has the lead when it comes down to the supply numbers, but I don't think he will be able to take the game, because GoOdy right now is just killing the last income source that Sleep has, disregarding the few patches at the third base. So this run by, this small attempt to go for a base trade, will probably not be all too successful given the amount of tanks in the back. And this should be a win for GoOdy. Sleep fought valiantly. He put up a very nice effort and is still not out of the game, but it's looking very good for GoOdy right now. With 140 supply against 115, he's just looking super strong, and he has 30 to 34 drones right harvesters right now. So only roaches being used for Sleep, and GoOdy, he is just positioned with an army that can counter nearly everything that Sleep has at his disposal. The main question is, what is Sleep going to do with his roaches? Is he in a position that he is actually trying to attack and will run into the sieged up tanks, or can he sneak behind his opponent's forces, maybe catch the tanks out of position? That might give him an edge in the fight to come, but for now we have Sleep just with a desperate attempt to get another base at the right side of the map. He's just now building another hatchery, and GoOdy with a new Raven build. But this is going to be quite a tough one once again Terran player from Germany, trying to get that 4th base. He needs a new base, because those 3 patches are all there is left for now. And yep, he will be able to place down this base, and Sleep knows he has to do something about it. He knows that he has to attack, and that's what he's going to do. The tanks, nah, only 1 volley, 1 or 2 roaches die. That's all there is. Immediately making use of his burrow ability to recharge all those health points that he just lost. And this might be it, ladies and gentlemen. Is there a siege up? No, he's not sieging up. He's actually fighting his opponent head on, and Sleep has to retreat. The siege tanks deal extra damage to the roaches. Oh, look at those Thor kills. 13, 16, 16, 10, and another 13 kills. Wow, this is amazing. And what about the... he has SCVs in the back. GoOdy, a little bit sloppy with the macro right now. He needs to make sure that all those SCVs that he's not using right now are harvesting from over here. He has 17 idle workers. 17 idle workers, and he's just trying to catch his opponent off guard. We have all the roaches now just running away. Oh, nice catching 2 of the tanks out of position. This is just an insane game once again. We have GoOdy with a very nice match. And here we go, Thors take on that last existing base of Sleep. 122 against 145 supply. And GoOdy, ooh! He is now finally taking on his opponent's army, the Infestors, with a few fungals. Oh, GoOdy losing too much, but Sleep, he just doesn't have any income left. There's nothing left for him. GoOdy finally taking position at this base, and is now upgrading into a planetary fortress. And the last surviving base of Sleep is about to be pressured, but there are only 5 tanks and two Thors left. There they are. He needs to attack now. This is a puny force, but he needs to attack now, and he does not. So every drone is being slaughtered. The bases are dead and gone. 122 supply for GoOdy against 84. And in the back we have the Thor. Well, all the roaches trying to take on GoOdy's army. Will it be enough? No, the Thors 7 kills and 11. This is, oh, actually, if he's transfusing like crazy with a little bit more focused fire, he might be able to break down GoOdy. Oh, the Thors are gone! The Thors are gone. There's the scan taking down the last few surviving queens. 90 against 32 supply. No income for Sleep whatsoever. He's at 0 minerals, only a little bit of gas income, while GoOdy has 1 fully mining base, and there's the GG. Sleep losing game number 1. GoOdy takes the first map in this best of 3 at the ZOTAC Cup monthly final.